Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world, this is the world of Wayne. I thought I'd end the week today with stage 4 of the Hachette Partworks release, a build, the Lancaster bomber. Now in this stage we're going to be continuing work on the cockpit floor and canopy, but before I go into that I want to show you a couple of things. The first thing is one of the free gifts we get, and that's basically a tin poster, and I've got it here and it looks just like this. Now if you subscribe to this build through Hachette Partworks you do get these free gifts. You won't get these free gifts if you're getting it from your local newsagents, but it looks just like that. That's what it looks like from that side. So hopefully that gives you a good idea of size. The other thing is a lot of people were worried about the dihedral of the plane, of the aircraft, that the wings should be up rather than flat like that. I did query that with Hachette and this is their response here. Please be aware that the model featured in the TV advert and promotional materials is a prototype. The final model is still with production and we can ensure it will reflect the dihedral angle of the real Lancaster B.III. We apologise for any confusion. Which leads me to the last thing, and that's the guns here, that people are saying, well, why have we got electric leads in them? How do they light up? As you see, they're just like plastic and stuff. There is actually a little light in this section here. Actually, let me change the camera. So basically, both of these guns have a light in here and an optic fibre coming in here. So if I was just to plug a random one in here to the test board, so just like that, we're going to have one of these lit up. Now, what I'm going to do is turn the lights down. And in this case, I don't know if you can see this. That one there is lit up. Nothing on that one there. Now, what's going to happen when this is in the control board, that's actually going to blink so it looks like it's firing there. You might even be able to see the light just through that section there, but obviously we have a clip in there. So it's that section there that lights up. That's how the guns work. Once again, if you want to get this for yourself, I have put a link to the Hachette Partworks website in the video description. And also there's a QR code on the screen that you can scan with your phone and it will also take you to that website. But without further ado, let's get cracking. So this is the stage 4 magazine. And as you can see, we're doing the cockpit floor and canopy. Loads of little pieces here. As a matter of fact, they come like this in the box, looking like that. Put that to one side. And what we're basically going to be doing is we're going to be adding some details to this section. The inner frame, the cockpit that we got in the last stage, which looked like this. Keep turning, adding some parts to the top of the canopy as well. So by the end of it, we would have done a bit of frame. Looks like it's at a sidewall there. The top of the canopy and the cockpit floor. Now, if I just continue through the rest of the magazine, just so you can see what you actually get in each stage. Different stories about the Lancaster. And this is what's coming actually in the next stage. This will be stage 5. Looks like we've got the pilot seat in here, but lots of pipe work and details in here as well. So once again, I'm going to open this up the only way I know how, which is just to run my scalpel around the bottom edge there. And it comes off nice and clean, like that. With parts that have lots of details in like this, I do like to keep them actually in the packaging here so I don't lose anything. So the first thing I want is the pilot seat platform, which looks just like that. And I've got a control panel, which is going to be going along this edge here. Now they're saying it's just a push-in. We don't need to glue this. I am going to check that myself. I don't think it is going to need gluing on account of how hard it is to put in. So I'm going to just gently knock that with my hammer here. Now you can protect your part while you're doing this if you want by just using anything which is a buffer between those sections, but as you can see that's in nice and flush. Definitely not going to need glue. And then we can actually take that, put that to one side. Now in this stage we do get this massive section of internal wall, and the first piece I want looks just like this. That's going to go into the hole just there. Now it is saying you can push them in and if required use glue. I think on this one I am just going to touch a bit of glue in there. Now I'm going to not use my Gorilla Glue. I'm using my Glue It range, because this is a thinner glue and I only need a little thin amount into that section there. So push that in And again, you haven't got to worry about what way round it goes because it will only let you put it in one way. The second detail looks like this. Again, we've got a D-shaped hole. That's going to go into this point just here. So that's looking like that. And the third detail looks just like that there. That's going onto this top hole just there. So again, tiny bit of glue in there. And push that in so it's flat. So trying to identify the parts here. This top part that we put in here is the astrograph. This part here is the airspeed altimeter repeater. And then finally we've got this large panel just here. That's the navigator's equipment. Once I've done that, I can put that to one side. Working on the parachute now. So we've got the parachute housing looking like this. And the actual parachute, which is actually going to go into this. Again, I am going to just drop a tiny bit of glue in there. And again, it can only go one way round because it's got a D-shaped fixing. So that really does help to navigate these things. So that's in there like that. Bringing over the cockpit floor, which we got in stage 3, this is going to be going into the center holes that we can see just here. So I'm just going to do a trial fit to see if I'm going to need glue. You can glue it if you want, but I said it's going to hold no problems at all. I've got the front of the cockpit floor here that we're going to be putting into this section just like that. It's going to go in here, but I am going to put some glue just in these pegs here. So as you can see, that's how that's looking. Now I'm going to take the bomb aimer's body rest here, and it's going to go this way round. If you look at how this is orientated at the side, that's going to fit into the 2 holes at the front here. So again, I'm going to do a dry fit, and it should tilt in that direction there. When I'm happy with it, I'm going to glue that into place. So I'm finished with this. I can put that to one side, and I've got a fuselage panel here. This is all metal, looking like this. And on this side, you can probably see we've got 2 lugs here ready to have something put in them. Now these are glazed parts, as you can see here and here. And you already know that I'm going to use some PVA glue, or in my case some micro crystal clear, just to dot that on the edge here. I will clear off any excess before I put this into place. Just with my cotton bud here, because that's going to dry completely and utterly clear. Take the first bit of glazing, which is the bigger square here, and that's going to go on this side, this way round. So it comes out the other side just like that. And as you can see on this side, how the glue is spread out. And as I said, when that goes perfectly clear, you're not going to see a thing. Do the same for the other bit of glazing here. Push that in again. The glue spread out on the back to give a real tight bond. And that's what it looks like from that side. Excellent. I can now put that to one side. Bring over the canopy. And if you remember, I put these windows in exactly the same way. And you can see they've held in absolutely perfectly now. Now I've got another bit of glazing to put in here looking like that. And I want it this way round because this is going to go into the 3 holes that we can see just here. And once again, I'm going to put the tiniest amount of glue just on the pegs here. Just barely dropping them in like this. Again, that's going to go completely and utterly clear when I put this in. This is an armoured glass panel that we're putting in there. And as you can see, that's what it's looking like there. I don't know if you can see it from the top. That's when it's inside. Now, this is the curtain that's going to go in next. Now, on this, we've got a small hole and a large hole. I am going to open this up a little bit because I've just done a trial fit for this. And it is a little bit tight to the lugs that this is going to go on. Now I've got a larger hole on this side and a smaller hole on this side. I'm just going to drop some glue into those holes because this curtain is going to go behind the panel we just put in there onto this section. You can probably see we've got 2 lugs. Now, If I hadn't opened those holes up, these aren't going to fit into the lugs, I'm guessing. So let's see how we get on here. But as you can see, that goes in. It's nice and flush in there as well. Looking like that. Now we're working on just the front section of the aircraft here. And in this bag, we've got 2 anti-icing sprays. Now, they're tiny triangles, so we want the straight side of the triangle. If I remember my mathematics, I believe that's the opposite. It's the opposite to the hypotenuse. So the straight side's going to go against this window. So once again, I am just going to drop the tiniest amount of glue into the hole here. And using my tweezers, I'll get this into place. And when they're in, they should look just like that. Now I have got some parts left over. I've got this LED here and cable. I've got a hatch, which looks like this. And I've got the bomb computer looking just like this. And there you go. That's another stage completed. And hopefully next week, I think it's coming out weekly now, stage 5 will be in the newsagents. And you subscribers should hopefully be getting stages 3 to 6 soon as well. But once again, if you do want to get this for yourself, I have put a link in the video description and there's also a QR code on the screen. But I really hope you liked that video. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, please remember to subscribe. Other than that, take care.